Hello and happy Memorial Day, everybody. Welcome to my basement, as you can probably tell from all of the ceiling things. I mean, there's metal and pipes and everything. What would you expect for the basement I live in? Of course, it's going to be a little industrial, and it's going to be a little rough around the edges, kind of like me. At any rate, I'm doing very well. I have been back to work now for a whole week, and it was great to have the vacation time on the weekend and to go back to work tomorrow on Tuesday and maybe do another week. We'll see. I'm healing pretty well. My foot is sore, but the sutures are starting to close and things are starting to heal. I have been on antibiotics now, 3 weeks? And I hate it. I have this constant metallic taste in my mouth. If I don't eat yogurt every day, my stomach gets a little upset. But other than that, it's been pretty good going. I'm very surprised at how quickly I've been adjusting to the fact that my foot is shaped differently. I can't walk quite like I used to. I'm a little worried about the fact that I'd like to walk everywhere, and I don't know if I can do that anymore. I'm going to have a long talk with the podiatrist this week about really what I can do to make the shoes fit properly, make it so I can be comfortable walking the mile, 2 miles, 5 miles I could walk in a day. That's a bit of a concern, is wondering how I'm going to go about being myself again. Walking to transit, walking to the bus, walking to downtown. Yeah, I don't quite know how that's going to work. At any rate, what I really want people to tell me is what they want to see me do videos of. There's a lot of things I could do videos of. A lot of it's been done by other people. Some of it hasn't. Some of it has, but hasn't been done right. Some of it's been, I don't know. People seem to think I'm really good at ranting about things. I'm not that good at ranting on camera. Maybe I could figure something out so that I could be more camerable. Shaving might help. I'd look a little nicer if nothing else. But tell me the things you want to see. Right now I'm working on a bunch of personal projects. I've got Raspberry Pi sitting in my toolbox that I've been working on and off for a long time. I'm working on an in-out board for my Raspberry Pi that basically it and a small display would sit on the wall by my basement door and tell people where I'm at, when I'm expected back, something I could web or SSH or something into and change. Maybe it could pull from Google Calendar and put what my appointments are for the next few days. The point is, people could walk up to my door and go, oh, Archer's not here. Or, you know, he's here, but he's probably asleep because it says he should be here and I hear snoring. So that's one project I've got. That might be interesting to discuss and show on camera on how that fits together. One of my ongoing projects has always been Raspberry Pi emulation. Let me rephrase that. Raspberry Pi emulators. I've got 2 emulator projects right now. One, of course, is the classic game emulator. That's really easy. That uses a packaged open source collection of tools. It's pretty straightforward. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I even got a really awesome case for it that makes me real happy to have it on my stereo rack in my basement. And I've also got another box that runs Hercules all the time, which is an IBM mainframe emulator. I use it to emulate some of the old mainframe operating systems I experimented and played with in college 20-some years ago. And that's more of a fun but not useful project, as opposed to the emulator console, which is useful and, well, fun. I'm not always 100% sure how good the older games are. That's a whole nother rant. There's a rant for me right there. I can probably talk for an hour or longer about how we remember games probably a lot better than they really were, and how there seems to be a very interesting dichotomy, I guess you might say, where not all the old games were as good as we remember them as kids, and some of them were downright crap. Of course, there's Angry Video Game Nerd, whose channel I love, who talks about this a lot. There's Pat the NES Punk, another YouTuber whose channel I watch on a fairly regular basis and whose podcast I listen to. But sometimes I think even they miss the point, which is that these games were simple. They were running on hardware that wasn't very powerful, and even by the standards of the day weren't very powerful. I mean, I remember having a personal computer that had twice as much memory and 5 times the clock speed as an NES when the NES was new. So that's a rant. I can go on that. So give me an idea of what you want to hear. Do you want me to see more practical things? Do you want to hear me rant? Do you want me to just post updates like this where I'm saying what's going on in my life, what's been on my mind? And I can do that too. Thinking about once a week. But in either case, give me some feedback. I really would love to know what my personal friends want to know what's going on with feedle. So that's it for today, I think. I think I went down all my bullet points that I had. And by the way, hitting your head on metal ducts hurts. Just a pointer. Anyway, we'll see you later.